When I was a kid growing up in Belize, this cake and black food cake were the only cakes we ever had. It's the kind of cake where you have to cream the butter and the sugar first, but it's very easy to make. This cake is known as white cake or light cake, but when using the caramel made from boiling sweetened condensed milk as a frosting, then the cake is known as milk cake. Now let's take a look at the ingredients that we're gonna need. When I learned how to make this cake, I was told that I'm supposed to measure most of the ingredients with a coffee mug. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but coffee mugs come in different sizes. For instance, this big one right here is 16 ounces, while this one right here is 11 ounces. So I was told to measure with this one, all right? And this cake was nicknamed the 1, 2, 3 cake by the person who taught it to me. And they said it's because it's 1 cup of butter to 2 cups of sugar to 3 cups of flour and then 3 eggs. Now, nothing could be further from the truth. First of all, this cup right here, 11 ounces, measures almost a cup and a half with a regular measuring cup. So we're gonna toss this mess aside right here. We're gonna use real measuring utensils, and we're gonna run through quickly the ingredients that you're gonna need to make this cake. All right, so let's run through these ingredients and debunk them, all right? Take a look here. The butter, remember that was the 1? It used to be 1 cup in the old recipe. Now it's 1 cup plus an eighth, and an eighth cup is the same as 2 tablespoons. The sugar was the 2, remember it was 1, 2, 3? Now the sugar is not 2 cups, it's 2 1/3 cups. So I'm just keeping this here to show you guys. It's not supposed to be divided. I just wanted to show you guys the measuring cup for a third. The eggs are supposed to be 5 eggs. In the old recipe, the eggs were 3 eggs. Please, please, please don't skimp on the eggs. If you don't have enough eggs, don't make this cake, because I want it to come out great for you the first time you make it, all right? Now let's run through the flour. The flour was supposed to be 3 cups. That got reduced down to 2.5 cups. And the baking powder, not baking soda, is supposed to be a heaping teaspoon, right? The teaspoon that you stir the coffee cup with, right? Or the coffee with. So see, that's a heaping. It is the equivalent of this, which is a real tablespoon. By the way, Jada's running camera today, and she's the one that gifted the show with the tablespoon. It's a whole set, you guys. I really love it. Now, let me tell you something. Oh, the milk. In the old recipe, and the reason that I keep referring back to the old recipe is because I gave that recipe to a lot of people, because I've been making cookbooks since forever, meaning I would make index cards and put it in a little slider thing and give it away as gifts, you know, back when I was in my 20s. So this is a 12-ounce can, right? Yeah, 12 fluid ounce. It's only supposed to be 10 ounces that we're going to be using. So if you pour this whole thing in your cake, you're going to have to put more flour. Your cake is not going to come out as fantastic as this cake is going to come out, all right? So only 10 ounces. What are you supposed to do with the next 2 ounces? Drink it. I don't know. Put it aside in the fridge. When it comes to the extracts or essence, you don't want to go to vanilla as your default. For this cake, it's either going to be lemon extract right here. And it's only like a 1/4 teaspoon, all right? It's not a whole lot. Or my first preference, which is pineapple, all right? If you can't find this in the stores, go to that place online, you know? All right, so I think we've got it, right? You know what I'm going to do for you guys, because I'm not going to put it in the description. I'll post something here or something right here that lists the ingredients for you guys, all right? But let's start, first of all, with how to make the cake. We're going to cream the butter and the sugar first. Let me go ahead and get the butter in the bowl. Remember, it's 1 1/8 cup of butter, or 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons. Get all the sugar, and then I'm going to mix. I would advise you guys to buy one of these hand mixers, because they come in really handy and they're super cheap, like 15 bucks. So we want to cream this really well. This is what it's going to start looking like. This is looking pretty good. Remember to scrape down the bowl with your spatula often. Now I'm going to go ahead and crack open my eggs, and it's going to be 5 eggs. Please do not skimp on the eggs, guys, because this is what makes the cake light and rich at the same time. Drop them in 1 at a time, thereabouts. If 2 gets in at the same time, don't worry. Just make sure that you blend until they're well incorporated. So let me go ahead and blend. And it's going to look like this, really creamy. So now I'm just going to go ahead and scrape down my bowl. Add my pineapple extract. Only a 1/4 teaspoon. We don't need a whole lot. Put it in with the wet. Now let me take care of the dry. Let me add my baking powder to the flour. Let me get a whisk, guys. So just go ahead and whisk this. See how quickly we're going? Now let me pour my milk out because it's going to be 10 ounces, all right? Not the whole tin, just 10 ounces. And I do it in thirds. So like a third of the flour. And I use a spatula first to just get the flour worked in because I don't want flour to be flying all over the place, especially on my camera lens. Then I add the wet, of course. And I just keep going back and forth doing this like 3 times. Here comes another batch of the flour. Well, the last batch. Work it in with the spatula. You know, it was a viewer that told me to do this, to work it in with the spatula first, and then the flour won't be flying everywhere. The last batch of the milk. And if you notice, the batter will be very, very thick, all right? It's not a thin batter at all. Let me just get the edges cleaned up here, clean off the beaters. Now, this pan is 8 by close to a little bit over 1 inch. This one's 8.5. And it's closer to 2 inches on the height. So I think I'm going to use this one to make the layers, but you could use the other set of pans too. I just greased the pans with some butter and now I'm flouring. Now these pans are non-stick and the cake's not going to give me any problem at all to come out, but I want to show you what you can do if you have trouble with your pans. Just draw a circle on parchment paper, cut it out, and then put it in the bottom of the pan, and that way the cakes will give you no trouble to come out, all right? Now let me go ahead and eyeball my batter. And I want to split it evenly into 3. See how thick the batter is, guys? There we go. Now let me scrape out the rest. And then I'm going to go ahead and just spread it out with my spatula. Make sure it's all even. Knock it down. I have the oven coming up to temperature at 350. Let me go ahead and stick them in. And these are going to go for about 40 minutes thereabouts. Let's check it, guys. Ooh, those look done. Toothpick is clean, so these are done. Now let's get them on the wire cooling rack. And I'm not going to let them sit here for too long in the pans, alright? Just about 5 minutes. Amazing, right? They all swell up pretty nice. Let me go ahead and loosen the cake from the edge of the pan. And then dump the first one out and peel my parchment paper off. See how pretty the bottom is when you do that? Alright, so this is the first one. Let's take care of the second one. And then number 3. You wanted to turn it face down like this. We're gonna give this a good time to cool. Then when we come back, we're gonna be frosting with some boiled milk, or Dulce de Leche, as it's known here in America. See you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, I'm going to use my beautiful platter that I got when I cleaned up my mom's home. Now, which one is the prettier cake for the top? This one right here? So what we're going to do is take this, come on, turn it down. Why? Because when you cut the slice of cake, you want a pretty side on the bottom, alright? And we're going to spread. Now, this is the one that's on the pressure cooker. Let me spread some of this one. If you guys saw my last video on how to do this. Now, normally, with 1 can of milk, it would not stretch to frost this cake the right way. So I would put lemon curd in the middle or some strawberry jam in the middle. But because I have all this milk, it's just going to be straight up milk cake, alright? So let me get something to spread this with. I have an offset spatula. Alright, so let me put my second layer on and then get some more milk on top of this. Now, if you kind of like slough off some of the cake, then it won't slip and slide when you start building the layers, alright? But it's only for us, so it'll be okay. Let me put some more milk. Spread this around all evenly as best as I can go. See how the cake's kind of sliding? Let me just make it work, guys. Spread it around, put all this boiled milk frosting. When is it gonna be time to cut? Now. Let me cut into this baby. Big piece so you guys can see what the inside looks like. Let me get this out of here. Put it on a plate. Voila. Beautiful, right? I'm talking to all cake decorators. Don't you dare come for me. Look, you have to level off the cake so it won't like slope. And of course you could put the milk in the fridge so it could set a little bit better and it won't be slipping and sliding like this. If you had put lemon curd or jam, it would have been okay. Now this one would have been okay too because it's a thicker consistency, but I just don't like this dark color. It tastes kind of burnt to me. Well, let me taste this one. I didn't even taste it this time, but usually when it looks like that. Oh, it's alright. It's not burnt. It's good. Take a look at our beautiful cake. Now take a look at the cake over there. And I worked hard to get that shot, guys. And it's the same thing. Look, Josh. It's the same thing that's in the picture. You see it? You see it? Yes. All right, so we're going to take this piece to Joe. He's been waiting patiently. Joseph, are you still awake? You're dying because you didn't get cake?
Like I said, it gotta be the taste.
While he eats his, let me go get my piece.
It's good, babe, folks. It's good. Thanks, man.
Alright, guys. I'm gonna cut. When I cut a sliver, what is a sliver? Somebody made that up, right? This is a good cake. Not because I made it, but it's an awesome cake. Look at that cake. Look at the grains in here. I hope the camera can pick up all of that. Just gorgeous. You guys, please go make it. Come back, put something in the comments to tell me how it came out. Tell me what you put on it. Are you gonna put the milk? Are you gonna put frosting? You know, what did you put in between? I like, you know, a whole bunch of stuff in between my cake. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, comment, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye. Say hello to Mama. Hi, everybody.
This morning with one local family.
Each gonna sort of $5 to lose. Look what I have.
Your hands aside.